Good morning, my dear. Isn't it wonderful that we are here together? I want to speak today about something so many of us struggle with, often in silence. It is the belief that we must always force, always push, always hustle, always do more. Have you felt that weight on your shoulders? That little voice that whispers, "If I rest, I'll fall behind. If I don't hustle, I don't deserve." Oh yes, I know that voice very well. I carried it for years. And you know what? It never once brought me peace. It only brought me exhaustion. From the time we are children, we are taught, work hard, don't stop, push through. And while there is value in discipline, there is also a hidden trap here. Because if all you ever do is push, if all you ever do is force, you disconnect from your own being. You become trapped in doing. You become a machine instead of a miracle. Isn't that interesting? The very conditioning that was meant to help us succeed often steals our joy, our health, our sense of flow. Let me give you a picture. Imagine a raging river. The water is moving fast, strong, powerful. And you, my dear, are trying to swim upstream. You kick, you thrash, you gasp for air. Every muscle burns, every breath hurts, and still you feel like you are going nowhere. That is what forcing feels like. That is what constant hustling does to the soul. Forcing is exhausting. Forcing is painful. Forcing is unsustainable. And yet, how many of us have lived entire lives believing this is the only way? So let me ask you gently, who told you that ease means laziness? Who told you that rest makes you unworthy? Who told you that flow is weakness? These are not truths. These are simply thoughts passed down through generations, and thoughts can be changed. Isn't that wonderful? The truth is this: surrender is not weakness. Surrender is strength. Surrender is wisdom. Surrender is trust. When you surrender, you are not giving up. You are giving over. You are choosing to trust life rather than fight it. You are choosing to float with the river rather than drown yourself trying to resist it. And my dear, doesn't that sound like relief? Now I know some of you may be resisting even this idea. You may be thinking, but Louise, if I don't push, nothing will happen. And I understand. I've had those thoughts too. But let me tell you what I've learned. When you stop forcing, life doesn't stop. Life flows, life moves, life carries you. When you rest, you are not falling behind. You are being renewed. When you stop hustling, you are not failing. You are making space for grace. When you surrender, you are not weak. You are wise. Let's practice a little shift together. Place your hand gently on your heart. Breathe in deeply and whisper, "I choose to let life flow." Again, with a little more softness. "I choose to let life flow." And once more with a smile, "I choose to let life flow." Oh yes, absolutely. Can you feel how those words already lighten your body? This is the power of a new thought. So many of us believe that worth must be earned through exhaustion. But the truth is, you are already worthy. You are not worthy because of how much you produce. You are worthy because you exist. We are lovable because we exist. Isn't that the most liberating truth? You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to push endlessly to be deserving of love, of rest, of prosperity. Think of the seasons. Spring does not hustle to become summer. Summer does not force itself into autumn. The seasons flow, one into another, effortlessly, gracefully. And nature is never late, never rushed, never behind. You too are part of nature. You too are designed for flow, not force. So let's release some old conditioning together. Repeat with me, if I rest, I am still safe. Again, if I rest, I am still worthy. And once more, if I rest, I am still loved. Yes, yes, yes. Feel how that truth lands in your heart. My dear, when you stop forcing, something miraculous happens. Your creativity awakens, your intuition speaks, your body heals. Doors open without you banging them down. Life begins to feel like partnership rather than punishment. And that is the beauty of surrender. It is not about giving up. It is about opening up. So as we close this part, let me leave you with a question. What would happen if you stopped swimming upstream and allowed the river to carry you? Imagine the relief. Imagine the peace. Imagine the joy of simply being held by life. That is what surrender offers you. That is the strength of letting go. And remember always, surrender is not weakness. Surrender is trust. Surrender is strength. You are safe. You are loved. You are carried. And my dear, life loves you. And so, my dear, if forcing leaves us exhausted, what then is the alternative? The answer is surrender, not in defeat, but in wisdom. What if success didn't have to be tied to suffering? What if prosperity, creativity, and joy came more easily when you stopped pushing so hard? Isn't that a refreshing thought? Surrender is often misunderstood. We imagine it as giving up, as losing control, as becoming passive. But the truth is far more beautiful. Surrender is not weakness. Surrender is trust. Surrender is strength. When you stop forcing, you make room. Room for inspiration, room for guidance, room for alignment. You stop cluttering your mind with constant effort, and you allow life to show you an easier path. Let me give you an image. Imagine a boat on the water. The boat does not struggle to float. It doesn't thrash or force itself to stay above the waves. It simply rests, held by the water beneath it. Isn't that lovely? That is surrender. You too are carried. Life is the water. You are the boat. You don't have to struggle to stay afloat. You only need to allow yourself to be supported. Now, I know the question that comes next. But if I stop pushing, won't everything fall apart? And I want you to hear me clearly. No. Life knows how to carry you, if you let it. Think of your breath. You don't force every inhale and exhale. Your body breathes you. Think of your heartbeat. You don't command it. It beats faithfully moment after moment. That is life carrying you. And the same intelligence that beats your heart, that breathes your lungs, also guides your path when you allow it. Let's try something together. Place your hand softly over your heart and whisper, I am willing to trust the flow of life. Again, gently, I am willing to trust the flow of life. And once more with a little smile, I am willing to trust the flow of life. Doesn't that feel soothing? Like being rocked gently on the water? When you surrender, you don't become less productive. You become more aligned. You don't lose your direction. You gain clarity. You don't fall behind. You fall into rhythm with life itself. Have you noticed that when you stop obsessing over a problem, the solution often arrives on its own? That is the wisdom of surrender at work. When you stop swimming upstream, you discover the river was always ready to carry you forward. So, let me ask you softly, where in your life are you forcing? Where are you pushing against the current? And what might happen if you loosened your grip even a little? What door might open? What peace might enter? What miracle might unfold? Remember, my dear, it's just a thought, and a thought can be changed. If the old thought says, ease means laziness, replace it with, ease means alignment. If the old thought says, I must suffer to succeed, replace it with, I can succeed with joy and grace. This is the wisdom of surrender, to trust the water, to float instead of fight, to believe that life is not against you, but always, always for you. And as you practice this, you will find yourself lighter, freer, more open, not because you gave up, but because you allowed love, guidance, and inspiration to do their work. Oh yes, my dear, surrender is not the end of your power, it is the beginning of it. I know, my dear, that some of you sitting here today feel weary. You wake up already tired, though you slept through the night. You carry a tightness in your chest, a buzzing in your mind, a constant pressure that whispers, do more, prove more, be more. And even when you accomplish something, even when you cross that goal off the list, the relief is fleeting. Almost immediately the next demand rises. It's not enough. You are not enough. You must keep going. Oh, sweetheart, I see you. I know how heavy that feels, and I want you to hear me. You were not meant to live in tension. You were meant to live in truth. Let's look honestly at the symptoms of forcing, because awareness is the first step toward freedom. Chronic anxiety, that feeling that something is always wrong, even when everything looks fine on the outside. Your mind races, your heart pounds, your body never quite relaxes. Tight chest, shallow breathing, shoulders up near your ears. You walk through life braced for impact, as if the world is against you. Have you felt that? That sense that peace is always just out of reach? And then the thoughts. Oh, those racing thoughts. What if I fail? What if they don't like me? What if I'm behind? What if I never get it right? They spin and spin like a wheel that never stops. And the more you try to control them, the faster they seem to go. That is the cost of forcing, my dear. It robs you of the present moment. It keeps you trapped in a prison built of what-ifs and not-yets. Another symptom, the haunting sense of never enough. No matter what you achieve, no matter how much you do, it never feels complete. You get the job, and immediately you wonder about the next one. You finish the project, and already you criticize the imperfections. You earn the money, and yet it doesn't silence the fear. Always striving, always reaching, always waiting for a moment of rest that never arrives. Isn't that exhausting? Isn't it heartbreaking? And layered over all of this is comparison, looking left and right instead of looking within, measuring your worth against someone else's timeline, someone else's body, someone else's story. And when you do, doubt creeps in. Why am I not there yet? Why is my life not like theirs? My dear, can you see how this cycle feeds itself? Forcing creates comparison. Comparison fuels doubt. Doubt creates more forcing. And round you go. No wonder you feel depleted. No wonder you feel like you can't catch your breath. But let me tell you something gentle and true. This is not the life you were meant to live. You were not designed for constant tension. You were not designed to prove your worth every moment of every day. You were meant for ease. You were meant for joy. You were meant for truth. The truth that you are already enough. The truth that life supports you. The truth that love flows through you. So let's pause together. Put a hand on your heart and close your eyes, if you wish. Take a slow breath. Whisper softly, I am safe. I am enough. I am allowed to rest. Say it again. I am safe. I am enough. I am allowed to rest. One more time, as if you were speaking to a tender child inside you. I am safe. I am enough. I am allowed to rest. Do you feel the shift? even the smallest one? That is your body remembering what peace feels like. You see, my dear, the symptoms of forcing are not signs that you are broken. They are signals like flashing lights on the dashboard, saying something needs love, something needs gentleness, something needs truth. Anxiety is not your enemy. It is a messenger. The tight chest is not your destiny. It is a signal to slow down. The feeling of never enough is not who you are. It is simply a thought that can be changed. And isn't that wonderful? So let's talk about changing those thoughts. Instead of, I'll never catch up, say, I move in perfect timing. Instead of, I have to push or I'll fall behind, say, life carries me when I allow it. Instead of, I'm not enough, say, I am whole, I am worthy, I am loved. These affirmations are not lies. They are the deeper truths you've forgotten. And every time you repeat them, you water the seed of truth. Every time you speak them, you loosen the grip of forcing. And perhaps you wonder, but Louise, what if I don't believe these words yet? That's all right, darling. You don't have to believe them fully right away. You only need to be willing. Willingness cracks the door, and light begins to seep in. A little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. Until one day, the truth feels natural. Let me remind you of something else. Your body is always listening to your thoughts. When you speak harshly to yourself, your body contracts. When you bless yourself with kindness, your body softens. Anxiety lessens, breath deepens, peace begins. You are not powerless here. You are the thinker of your thoughts. You are the gardener of your mind, and the garden grows what you plant. So let me ask you gently, what are you planting today? Are you planting worry? Are you planting doubt? Are you planting never enough? Or are you planting peace, planting trust, planting love? Every thought is a seed. Every word is a seed. Every belief is a seed. And your harvest will reflect your planting. Here's the gentle truth again. You weren't meant to live in tension. You were meant to live in truth. And the truth is you are enough. The truth is you are safe. The truth is life loves you. Let's anchor this together with affirmations. Repeat after me. I am more than my anxiety. Again, I am more than my anxiety. I release the need to push. Again, I release the need to push. I choose peace. I choose ease. I choose truth. Once more, I choose peace. I choose ease. I choose truth. Yes, yes, yes. Feel how your heart responds. Feel how your body sighs in relief. This is the medicine for the symptoms of forcing. Not more pressure, not more effort, but more love, more presence, more truth. My dear, take this with you. Whenever you feel the chest tighten, whenever the thoughts race, whenever you hear the old whisper of not enough, pause. Place your hand on your heart. Breathe. Speak kindness to yourself. Remember, forcing is not your nature. Forcing is not your truth. Love is your nature. Peace is your truth. And life is always here, ready to carry you the moment you let go. Well, let's talk about this beautiful idea together, my dear. What happens when you finally stop pushing? Have you noticed that the very moment you ease your grip, your body sighs in relief? That when you let go of constant effort, something inside softens, your breath deepens, your shoulders drop? This is the energy of allowing, and oh, isn't it wonderful? Allowing is not passive. Allowing is powerful. Allowing is saying, I trust life enough to stop forcing it. The first thing that happens when you stop pushing is that your nervous system begins to calm. You see, forcing keeps your body in survival mode, always braced, always tight, always ready to fight or flee. No wonder you feel exhausted. But the moment you release the pressure, your whole system shifts, your heartbeat slows, your breath becomes steady, your muscles loosen. It's as if your body whispers, "Thank you. Thank you for remembering I am not a machine. Thank you for giving me space to rest." And a calm nervous system is the foundation of healing, of creativity, of joy, which brings us to the second miracle. Creativity returns. Isn't it interesting how, when you force yourself to think of solutions, nothing comes? You stare at the page, at the screen, at the ceiling, and your mind is blank. But when you step away, when you take a walk, when you breathe, suddenly an idea appears. Inspiration whispers in the quiet, not in the chaos. Forcing blocks creativity. Allowing invites it. And when you allow, your imagination blossoms again. You become receptive to guidance, to intuition, to those little nudges from life that say, "Try this, go there, trust me." And then something truly magical begins to unfold. Unexpected solutions appear. Have you noticed this? The problem you were wrestling with suddenly resolves itself. The opportunity you thought was lost comes back in a new form. The person you needed to meet calls you out of the blue. This is not coincidence. This is the flow of life. When you stop digging, the seed finally has space to grow. Isn't that a lovely picture? Imagine planting a seed in the soil. If you keep digging it up every day, it cannot sprout. But the moment you let it rest, the moment you trust the process, it begins to reach toward the light. Your life works the same way. Let's pause for a moment and practice this truth. Place your hand on your heart and say softly, "I allow life to carry me." Again, "I allow life to carry me." One more time with a gentle smile, "I allow life to carry me." Oh yes. Do you feel the peace of those words? That is the energy of allowing moving through you. Another beautiful result of allowing is this. You begin to attract aligned people and opportunities. You see, when you are forcing, your energy is rigid, resistant, controlling. It pushes people away. But when you relax, when you trust, your energy becomes open, magnetic, inviting. People feel safe around you. Opportunities flow to you because you are no longer blocking them with fear. You don't have to chase. You don't have to beg. You attract. Life brings the right people, the right timing, the right doors. Isn't that amazing? And I want you to remember, allowing is not about doing nothing. It is about doing from a place of alignment rather than panic. It is about acting when inspired, instead of acting from fear. Can you feel the difference? One drains you, the other fills you. One shrinks your world, the other expands it. And here's the secret. Aligned action always accomplishes more than forced action. Always. So let me ask you gently, where in your life are you still pushing? Where are you digging up the seed instead of trusting it to grow? And what might happen if you allowed instead? What miracle might appear? What peace might enter? What beauty might bloom? Now let's anchor this with affirmations. Say with me, I release the need to push. I choose to allow. Again, I release the need to push. I choose to allow. And once more, with deep conviction, I release the need to push. I choose to allow. Yes, yes, yes. Doesn't that feel like opening a window in a stuffy room? Fresh air rushing in, light flooding the space. That is the power of allowing. When you allow, you are not giving up. You are giving over to trust, to life, to love. You are saying, I believe in divine timing. I believe in my worth. I believe that what is meant for me will not pass me by. And the moment you step into that belief, your whole reality begins to change. Stress dissolves, ideas flow, people appear, doors open, and life, oh life, begins to feel like partnership instead of punishment. So, my dear, carry this truth with you. Forcing drains, allowing nourishes, forcing closes, allowing opens, forcing resists, allowing receives. Which will you choose today? Let's close this part with a gentle blessing. Whisper with me. I allow my nervous system to calm. I allow creativity to return. I allow solutions to appear. I allow aligned people and opportunities to find me. Once more, softer, like a lullaby. I allow my nervous system to calm. I allow creativity to return. I allow solutions to appear. I allow aligned people and opportunities to find me. Oh, my dear, isn't that wonderful? The energy of allowing is already within you. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to prove it. You only have to practice it. And as you do, you will watch in awe as life unfolds with grace, with ease, with flow. My dear, we've spoken about the exhaustion of forcing and the relief of allowing. And now I want to take you by the hand and lead you into something so many of us have forgotten. Stillness. Isn't it interesting how we fear it? We've been told that if we pause, we'll fall behind. That if we rest, we'll miss our chance. That if we stop doing, everything will collapse. And yet the truth is the exact opposite. Stillness is not emptiness. Stillness is power. When you give yourself permission to rest without guilt, you return to the natural rhythm of life. Nature is not always producing, always blooming, always moving. There are seasons of winter, of quiet, of deep rest, and those seasons are what make spring possible. You too are part of nature. You need moments of non-doing, moments where you allow your soul to breathe, and in that space of silence, you discover clarity, guidance, peace. Let's practice together. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a slow breath. Ask softly, what do I truly want? Don't rush the answer. Don't force it. Just listen. Stillness is where the deepest answers rise. You don't find them in the noise of constant doing. You find them in the quiet of simply being. And when the mind argues, when it says, but I can't stop, I'll fall behind. I'll disappoint someone. Speak to yourself with kindness. I trust the timing of my life. I do not have to force anything. Again, let those words sink in. I trust the timing of my life. I do not have to force anything. One more time with a hand on your heart. I trust the timing of my life. I do not have to force anything. Oh yes. Do you feel how that lifts the weight off your shoulders? This is not laziness. This is wisdom. Take another gentle breath, my dear, and whisper, I am safe to stop forcing, because you are. You are safe to pause. You are safe to rest. You are safe to listen to your heart. Isn't that beautiful? What a gift it is to give yourself permission to stop proving, to stop hustling, to stop believing that worth must always be earned. And here's the paradox. When you embrace stillness, life doesn't stop. It flows more easily. Guidance comes faster. Opportunities arrive more naturally. Inspiration springs forth like water from a well. In stillness, you align with the rhythm of the universe. Now, some of you may wonder, but if I stop forcing, won't I become passive? Won't I just drift? And I want to say to you clearly, no. Flow is not passive. Flow is not drifting. Flow is active participation with life. It is sacred cooperation. Flow means saying yes to opportunities that align with your heart. Flow means saying no to the things that drain your spirit. Flow means trusting divine timing, even when it doesn't match your ego's impatience. Flow is not about sitting still and waiting for life to knock on your door. It's about being awake enough to notice when the door opens, and brave enough to step through. Dancer moving with music. The dancer doesn't control the rhythm. The dancer listens, responds, flows, and in that listening, the dance becomes graceful, alive, beautiful. That is what flow feels like. You are not passive, you are responsive. You are not weak, you are attuned. You are not powerless, you are in harmony with power greater than yourself. So let me ask you softly, what if letting go is the most powerful decision you could make? What if power is not in the pushing, but in the partnering? What if success is not in the struggle, but in the surrender? Isn't that a liberating thought? Let's anchor this in your body with affirmation. Say with me, I flow with life, and life flows with me. Again, I flow with life, and life flows with me. And one more time, smiling, I flow with life, and life flows with me. Yes, yes, yes. When you live in flow, you don't waste energy on things that aren't yours. You don't exhaust yourself forcing doors that won't open. You move where there is openness. You trust the pauses. You celebrate the progress. You honor your boundaries. You live in partnership with the universe. And the universe, my dear, always responds to your trust with abundance. So here is your invitation. Take time each day for stillness. 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night. Breathe, listen, let your mind rest. And then, throughout the day, practice flowing. Say yes to what nourishes, say no to what drains. Trust the timing that unfolds. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Remember, stillness is power, flow is wisdom, allowing is strength. You are safe to rest, you are safe to trust, you are safe to live without forcing. So, my dear, close this moment with me by saying, I trust the timing of my life. I do not have to force anything. I am safe to stop forcing. I flow with life, and life flows with me. Say it again. I trust the timing of my life. I do not have to force anything. I am safe to stop forcing. I flow with life, and life flows with me. And once more, let it echo through your whole being. I trust the timing of my life. I do not have to force anything. I am safe to stop forcing. I flow with life, and life flows with me. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that freeing? Life loves you, my dear. And when you stop forcing, you finally feel it. My dear, as we come to the close of this journey together, I want you to imagine something with me. Imagine that the old identity you've carried, the struggler, the one who always had to push harder, work longer, prove more. Imagine that version of you gently stepping aside. Thank it for its effort. Thank it for trying to keep you safe, and then let it go. Because today, you are ready to embody something new. You are stepping into a new belief system, one built on ease, on trust, on enoughness. Isn't that wonderful? You can still create, you can still serve, you can still grow, but now you do it from a place of joy, not exhaustion, from flow, not force, from love, not fear. That is the shift. That is the miracle. Let me offer you a new truth to carry. I don't have to chase. I attract by being in tune with my truth. Say it softly with me. I don't have to chase. I attract by being in tune with my truth. Again, a little stronger. I don't have to chase. I attract by being in tune with my truth. One last time, with conviction. I don't have to chase. I attract by being in tune with my truth. Doesn't that feel lighter? Doesn't that feel more like who you really are? This is what life wants for you. Ease, trust, joy. You don't need to hustle yourself into worthiness. You don't need to carry the weight of proving anymore. You are enough, exactly as you are. And from that place of enoughness, creation flows naturally. Opportunities align naturally. Relationships flourish naturally. Life responds to your truth with blessings. So as you leave here today, carry these truths in your heart. You are enough. Life flows through you. You are safe to rest, to allow, to trust. And remember always, my dear, you don't have to do it all by yourself. Life is here. Life loves you. Life is ready to carry you when you let go. And so I bless you now. May your days be filled with ease. May your heart be filled with trust. May your mind rest in the knowing that you are already enough. May every step you take be guided by flow, not force. And may you always remember deep in your bones that life loves you, and so do I.